Hey guys, how's it going? So, today I'm gonna do a first impression let's play review of a game called Windrose. It is like a pirate survival type building, crafting game. You can also apparently sail around on a ship and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be checking out the game. I'm going to be playing it for the next couple hours, however long it takes me to come to a conclusion on the game. I'm going to be giving you my running commentary as I play through the game, and I'm going to be telling you what I think is good and bad about the game, in my opinion, as I play through the game. At the very end of the video, I will be giving you my summary of my opinion and the final verdict on the game and whether or not I can recommend the game for €30. The game costs €30, which is $35. So if you're in a hurry, you can just skip to the end. Otherwise, you can just stay watching, and I'll be giving you my running commentary as I play through the game today. The game is still in early access, but that doesn't really matter. We are going to be evaluating this game based on the price. As always, I don't care about the fact that the game is in early access. If the developers are asking $30 for the game, or €30 in this case, then the game has to be worth €30. Doesn't matter if it's in early access or not. We are going to expect €30 worth of content and polish and all of that. That is why games that are in early access are usually always priced lower than when they release. So that is why we don't care about the fact that the game is in early access, because the game will be more expensive when the game fully releases. And at that point, the game will have to be worth €40 or €45, or however much the developers choose to ask at that point. So, so far, the only real issue that I can see here in the settings menu is the fact that the developers don't allow you to change the resolution of the game. So they don't allow you to change the resolution of the game at all, which is not good, but they do allow you to do scaling, so resolution scaling, which is okay. It's not the same, not exactly the same as allowing you to change the resolution, to set the resolution. I would prefer if you could set the resolution, but I mean, this is a compromise, it's fine. It's a fine compromise, but still, they should be allowing you to change the resolution. Otherwise than that, the game also, apart from native scaling, the game also has AMD FSR and Nvidia DLSS downscaling, which we will not be using. I don't like downscaling. Native scaling is fine, because that essentially just reduces the resolution which the game is being rendered at. Nothing else is changing. It's just changing the resolution which the game is being rendered at, which is why the game still looks good. You can see the game still looks good, even though we are changing the render resolution down to 72%, which is 2K resolution, more or less. The game still looks good, whereas if you were actually downscaling the game through FSR or DLSS, it would not look nearly as good as what it is looking currently. The game also has frame generation, which I am not a fan of. We are running the game on native 60 FPS, not using frame generation or anything like that. if you've got a weak PC, I mean, it's fine if you do frame generation, if you have a weak PC, but my PC is fine. I've got a 5080 RTX and a 5700X 3D chip, so my PC can run anything under the sun unless it is very, very badly optimized, like Borderlands 4 or the Nouveau protocol or anything like that. Any of those really, really bad 1%, less than 1% of games that the developers just don't give two shits about the optimization of the game, like Borderlands, for instance. In those games, I have to do frame gen, but in 99% of games, I will not do frame gen, and I can run 99% of the games at 2K resolution at 60 FPS on Epic. Most of the stuff is on Epic. We will see once we get into the game if you can change the quality a little bit more. Right now, I'm looking at my GPU usage, and it's at 75% GPU usage. So I don't want to push it to 100% GPU usage because I'm streaming, and that will affect the stream because my graphics card also has to do the streaming processing. So I just want to keep it just below like a 90% so that I can use the other 10% for streaming, obviously. Post-processing is basically off because that is motion blur and depth of field and those kinds of shits that I don't like. So I wish I could turn this off, but you can't turn it off. You can only put it on low, and then motion blur you can turn off. The game doesn't give you the option to turn off depth of field. Nowhere do I see any option to turn off depth of field, so we will be seeing if the game has bad depth of field since you can't turn it off. But yeah, otherwise than that, I don't see any real issues. The audio seems fine. You can set the output device. You can change it to turn the sound off when you Alt-Tab or anything like that. Unfortunately, I don't see anywhere an option that would confine the mouse cursor to the game. Usually at the mouse or at the display, you will find an option which says confine mouse cursor to active window. And unfortunately, I don't see anything like that. So every time that you scroll to the far left or to the far right, your mouse cursor goes onto the second monitor, which is not good. So the game needs that confine mouse cursor to active window toggle. So those are the only issues that I can see, to be honest. We can jump into the character creation. So, by the way, this game is created by the same developers as Pal World. So Pal World, the developers from Pal World created this game, or at least a part of them, like a section, a sub-studio of Pal World is creating this game. So I always take a female character, but we can have a look at the male characters as well. These are just the presets, so you should be able to change them for the most part, probably. And to see which base do I like the most. This one, I want to change the face. Let's have a look. Can you change the face? So that's just like the size. Yeah, it doesn't seem that you can change the face of the character. So that sucks. The face that you choose here is the face that you're gonna be stuck with, basically. I would like it if you could change the face, but okay, you can't. So this changes the skin, it changes the tattoos, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh no, it doesn't change the tattoos. Was that just my imagination? But this changes the face a little bit for some reason. And then it changes the skin color. Why does it also change the face? That's weird. We'll stick with the base one, and then you can change the body shape. What does this do? This like maybe adds some abs or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. It would be nice if they told you over here what it actually does, but I guess that's too much effort. Why are there like cracks and stuff like that on the skin? Like, you can see there, like there's cracks over there, cracks over there, cracks over there on the bicep. Like, what is that? Look at that on the back as well. I've never seen cracks on skin. Like, what the hell is that supposed to be? It doesn't look realistic. And then you can choose young, old, or ancient, basically. And then you can choose the thickness of the head. Well, it says nose, but this changes way more than just the nose, to be honest. Ears, eyebrows, I don't really care. Eye color. It sucks that they don't give you a nice variety of colors. Like, they should give you like pink and purple and gold, just like a whole bunch of eye colors. It's like, why do they add these colors, but only a small handful of colors? If this functionality is already in the game to give you different colors, then why don't they utilize it fully, you know? That's stupid. The same with the hair. Like, if they already have the functionality to change the hair color in the game, then why do they only give you 8 different colors? Like, I want green and purple and blue and any bloody color. Like, why do they limit the colors like that? That's really stupid. So apparently they didn't know about ponytails in whatever, the 14th century or whatever, when this game is set, because none of these hairstyles have a ponytail. So apparently the ponytail didn't exist in the 14th century. The variety of tattoos is also pretty lacking, to be honest. So really not a large amount of variety. This tattoo is like a tattoo of a girl dancing or something like that, but it doesn't match up with this tattoo at all. Like how do they get this image over here from that image over there? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't match up at all. This one as well. This one shows like a dragon, and yet I don't see a single dragon there. So the images that they show you here don't match. The same with this one. The images just don't match. Like, what's the point of putting a preview over here on the left side if it's not even showing the image that you're looking at? That's really stupid. And then on this one, it's the same, probably. Oh, it's not the same. It's showing a different image now. So the images over here are the same, but it's not the same tattoo. That's weird. So once again, the images don't match the tattoos. I also wish you could change the color of the tattoos. That would be nice. Like some games allow you to have very, very good customization on the tattoos. Like you can change the size, you can rotate the tattoos, change the color, all of those kinds of things. Change the glossiness of the tattoo. This game doesn't allow you to do any of that. And I still don't understand the cracks. Like, why are there cracks in the skin? Like, are we made out of clay or what? What's happening? Well, let's go with that. You also can't change the opacity here, and that's actually really important. Like, this is way too bright, you know, like that makes you look like a clown. Like, they really should allow you to change the opacity. So I'm not going to take any of those because you can't change the opacity. Okay, so that's pretty much that. So yeah, overall, too few hairstyles, too few tattoos, can't change the faces the way you want, too few tattoo options on the faces as well, obviously all of the other parts as well. Can't change the opacity of anything, like the makeup or the tattoos, can't change the opacity. Can't change the hair colors to whatever you want to, can't change the tattoo colors to whatever you want to. Like, what's the point of adding a feature like tattoos or hair color or whatever, but then you limit it to only like 7 or 8 different colors or options? It just seems like a waste, to be honest. But okay. You're going to be putting everything on normal. Why is normal not, like, if you put it on hard, it's supposed to set all of these to hard. Like, what's the use of changing this modifier over here, but then it doesn't change any of the modifiers over here? Like, what's the use? We're gonna put everything on 100%. Setting that affects exploration difficulty. When this option is on, it disables markers on the map. No, I want markers. Why would I not want markers? Sure, if you want to, like, go really for sure, but that's not my idea of fun. I'm not gonna read this stuff. You can just read it for yourself. Like, how can they not just have one person from the dev team even read the stuff? Like, even if it's just temporary, you know, if it's just a placeholder voice actor, you know, just like one of the dudes from the staff, you know, then at least the game will have some voice acting. Some voice acting is better than no voice acting. I'm not gonna read all of this shit. Okay, so there's no tutorial so far. No movement tutorial, no looking around tutorial, no tutorial to tell you what attack is. Obviously, I know that left click is attack, but there's no tutorial for that. hard fight lies ahead and your vision is still swimming after the concussion. Drink some coffee. You can't loot corpses. What's dodge? Does the game have dodging? Maybe control? Yeah, control is kind of dodging. Not exactly. You can just clip through various things like the cannons on the ground, just clip right through them. Why am I not doing any damage? Oh, it's one of those dog shit tutorials where you have to do what they tell you to do. Otherwise, like, the dude just remains invulnerable. Which is really a stupid way of doing a tutorial. Now the music stopped all of a sudden after I killed that one dude. Absolutely nothing to loot here. Now there's still images. That's really lazy. Like in a €30 game, you would expect something a little bit better than still images, you know? Like, that's just a really lazy way of doing the storytelling. On top of the fact that there's no voice acting. Yeah, I don't care about this, honestly. How do you skip this shit? Like, seriously, if the developers aren't gonna bother adding voice acting, and they're not gonna bother adding cutscenes or cinematics, then I'm not gonna bother investing my time into learning the story. We're just gonna skip the story then. If the developers don't want to invest any time, I'm not gonna invest any time either. Hopefully the game will be good. Like, you can have shitty storytelling, you know, it's whatever, you know. A lot of games have shitty storytelling. But the game is where the real good stuff is at, obviously. Okay, so that was the tutorial, seemingly. Very shitty tutorial. It didn't tell us anything about movement, didn't tell us about attacking, didn't tell us about inventory management, didn't show us heavy blocking or light attacks, nothing like that. I saw... Oh, was that just harvesting? Attack button. Hold attack button to gather resources. Well, that's not really happening. So what you would want is like in a game like Satisfactory. I'm not sure if it's built into Satisfactory or if it's a mod in Satisfactory. But I know some other games do it as well, where you can just press and hold the action button. So you can just press and hold E to continuously harvest resources. So all of these little things on the ground, you can just press and hold E, and it will automatically collect them. But this game doesn't allow you to do that, unfortunately. So that's already a quality of life feature, which is very important in these types of games. But the game doesn't have that, unfortunately. So you have to press the action button, which is E, like probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of times unnecessarily in the game. Which, yeah, sucks. It's as if these developers have never played a good open world crafting game like Satisfactory or Grounded or any of those types of games that have these kinds of quality of life features. I've got no idea where to go, so I'm just basically running around aimlessly. Just collecting whatever I can get my grubby little fingers on. The graphics of the game is very good. I like the graphics, but obviously the graphics in PAL World as well is pretty good. You know, it's a little bit cartoonish. You know, the graphics in PAL World are a little bit cartoonish, but it's good. The graphics are good in PAL World. So I'm not sure what engine, which graphics engine these developers are using, but it looks good. I just picked up a crab. The game uses your stamina even when you are out of combat, which I don't like. I don't really mind having combat while you having stamina while you are sprinting, but while you are sprinting outside of combat, the game shouldn't use stamina. That's really stupid. It just reduces the exploration which you can do and the speed at which you can do exploration, which doesn't serve to make the game better. It makes the game slower and just more tedious and more obtuse. Are you friendly? It's like, how do I determine if something is friendly or not? I guess if you start charging at me, I will know if you're friendly or not. Oh, shit. Okay. So, not friendly. Okay, message received. Hey, there's some ships over there. I wonder if we can swim to the ship and attack the ship. But the ship will probably have some people on it. So we don't have any tutorial so far. So I've got no idea where to go or what to do. Let's see. Journal. Journal. What's the journal? Journal. Tutorial. Light the bonfire. The bonfire will be the heart of my camp. I need to pick a good spot with enough space around it for building structures. Okay, where's the bonfire? You can't just say light the bonfire and then not give the player any idea. So there's no quest marker. So that's a super useful tutorial, really detailed and really helpful tutorial. 10 out of 10 IGN for the tutorial so far. Tab opens the inventory menu. This almost looks like in the skill tree from Enshrouded almost. Okay, so how do you craft or stuff like that? Like usually it would be here. What if you press C? No, C does nothing. V, nope. B, okay, so B does something. How do you... okay, so you have to press B and then you have to press exit in order to build stuff. Okay, so basically all that I can do right now is the bonfire. Let's find a good place to put it. I don't know what would be a good place, to be honest. Let's go see what that place is over there. There's a boar over there. Quest of Fancy, Homeward Journey, no idea what those do. What do I have to do here? It shows on the map 1 out of 2. What does that mean? no idea. Okay, we can head over there to the middle of the island, maybe. Or at least the middle of that island. Why are you attacking me? Go away. Ah, I can already see a glitch that we can exploit. That's good. Wow, the stamina really drains really quickly in this game. Like you just attack like 5 or 6 times, then you're out of stamina. Look at that. Well, this is a nice little exploit. Auto pickup, that is the very first quality of life feature that I've seen in this game so far. I'm really surprised that the game even has any quality of life because, like, so far it has a shocking lack of quality of life features. I mean, the game doesn't even have a tutorial. Like, you don't get much worse than that. Can I go in there or... What's that over there? Oh, you can attack stuff. That's another thing the tutorial didn't even bother telling you. You can actually attack, like, weeds and stuff like that. Well, the fact that you literally attack like 6 or 7 times and then you're out of stamina, that's really fucking stupid. So when you're harvesting, like, you're just gonna attack 5 or 6 times and then out of mana, or out of stamina at least. That is incredibly irritating. Like, why would the developers do that? Why would they make the game so slow that while you're harvesting, you have to stop and wait for your stamina to regenerate? Like, how does that add to the fun and the enjoyment of the game? I just don't understand. It just makes the game unnecessarily difficult and unnecessarily obtuse. Can you break this stuff? Yeah, you can break that stuff. It's another thing the tutorial didn't tell you. Well, if the game had a tutorial. Also, the pickup range, the range of the pickup or the auto pickup is not enough, because there's been a couple of times now where I'm attacking stuff and then it drops on the ground, but you don't pick it up. Like, the range of the pickup is not enough. It's not sufficient to pick up the stuff that you're attacking that drop on the ground. Let's see, enter cellar. Let's try the gun, even though the gun has limited ammo. I don't really want to use, like, I only have 10 ammo. I don't really want to use my gun unnecessarily. Is there only one of you? Oh no, there's two of you. Okay. 2 hits and you're dead, apparently. Oh, and you drop all of your stuff on the ground. That's really fucking stupid. So, it's one of those games where you can't even customize the loot drop. Like, most good games will allow you to set it to either drop loot on the ground or not to drop loot on the ground. This game doesn't give you an option at all, which is really stupid. This game already is really starting to piss me off with the amount of bad choices that these developers have made. Also, the stamina doesn't regenerate naturally. I hate it when games do this. You have to stop using stamina for a couple of seconds, and then your stamina regenerates. The stamina doesn't regenerate normally. But let me see if I can go loot that quickly. So I just ran in and picked up the stuff. Let's see what we got. Not really anything that I can use, probably. Don't know what any of this is. So like when you sprint like this and you stop, it takes like a second for the stamina to regenerate. So it's not constantly regenerating as it should. I don't like that at all. I wonder what that there is over there. But I guess we have to find a place to make our camp. I don't know if we want to make our camp here. I mean, this is like a structure. I don't know if the enemies will respawn. Perhaps they will, perhaps they won't. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's do it here. Why not? And then we can probably do some cooking. No, apparently not. How do you do cooking? Well, the cooking fire. Oh, so you can't cook with this fire. This fire apparently is not hot enough. You need to build a cooking fire, which makes a lot of sense. Why can't I rotate it? Like the rotation, is you can't put it snugly against the wall. Look at that. Like it doesn't line up with the wall. That is really gonna trigger my OCD, something awful. That's really stupid. Once again, a feature that they put in the game, like rotation, but then they fuck up the rotation. It's exactly the same as with the character creator. They allow you to change the color of your hair and other stuff, your eyes, but then they fuck it up by not allowing you to choose any color you want. Like, what's the point of adding a feature to the game, but then limiting the feature to the point where, like, it's like, why did they even add that as a feature? Why do they even allow you to rotate if they don't allow you to rotate the way you want to rotate it? It's really doesn't make sense. Okay. Also, it says increases maximum health, but by how much? Does it give you 1 maximum health, or 2 maximum health, or 99 zillion maximum health? Like, why the fuck can't they say what it does? Does this one give exactly the same amount of maximum health as this one does? Because it should. If it doesn't, then these developers are fucking off of their minds. Like, how can you not say how much something gives and then have 2 items that have exactly the same description, but they give different amounts? Like, what the fuck is going on with these developers? Also, there's no craft maximum button. So you literally have to do this every time. Heaven forbid you have like 100 of them. Then you're gonna have to click 100 times, or you have to input the actual number over here. Which, good luck if you're playing on a controller or something like that. Where's the food? Oh, it didn't allow me to take all previously. Okay, so you can make 5 bullets with 3 stone. That's not bad. And it doesn't even tell you how many slots this bag gives you. Like, it's a backpack. It could give 1 slot, it could give 2 slots, it could give 7 trillion slots. You just have no idea. Fucking hell. Okay, so it gives four spaces. For some reason, not 8 spaces, 4 spaces. Oh, now I can craft more stuff magically, just out of nowhere. How did that happen? A second ago, I couldn't craft any of this stuff. That's no fun. Why can't I put it up there? By the way, the game is all of a sudden at 100% GPU usage, which is not good. So it seems the fire or something, I don't know what, has added quite significantly to the amount of processing. Let's try this. Nope. Nope. Still 100%. Still 100%. Still 100%. What the hell could it be that's taking 100% all of a sudden? Still 100%. I don't know what's eating so much processing power all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know what it is. So seemingly changing any of the settings doesn't help. So we're just going to have to reduce the render resolution. And now it's at 95%, which is a little bit better, but still not fantastic. Yeah, it must be the fire. When I look at the fire, it goes from 95% to 100%. Now it's at 90%. So that seems, the global illumination seems to have a big impact on it. Yeah, so it seems the fire in the game is really, really taxing. You see, here it actually tells you how many slots something gives, but for some reason they didn't do the same on other items. You know, they don't give you any information on the other items. So we need to build at least one of these because our storage is a little bit full right now. So that's really stupid. These don't give any bonus at all. They use 2 wood. These do give a bonus. And they also use 2 wood. So what the fuck? Like, why? What's the difference between this flame and this flame? Once again, there's so many things in this game that just don't make any sense. Well, that flame doesn't even give any light at all, which makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I guess we have what we want. Now we can just store these items. Sold to smugglers. Sold to smugglers. Health potions. I don't intend on using any health potions right now. So where do we see our health, our current amount of health? 320. What does this do? Like hunger, it doesn't tell us what it does. The 320, and then if we eat coconut, for instance, it just says increases maximum health. It doesn't say by how much. So we eat that. So it went from 320 to 480. So that's 160. Okay. So we need to remember 160. I want to go see what that is, but I'm not sure, like, if the game has sharks or anything like that. Oh, and there's these dudes that literally kill me in two hits. Will I be able to swim over there? How does swimming even work? Oh, okay, so you lose stamina while swimming. Okay, so it's one of those types of games. You see, like the pickup range is so small that the stuff that you hit on the ground aren't even picked up. Like, what's the point of having a pickup range or having the ability to pick up stuff from the ground if the range to pick up the stuff on the ground isn't even enough? Like, what the fuck is the use? It's like, let's put a 5,000 horsepower engine into this car, but then we limit it to 20 miles an hour. Like, what the fuck is the use? Okay, so your character walks fucking slow while reloading. Like, your character literally walks a snail's pace while reloading. Once again, like I said previously, the fact that you have to wait for your stamina to regenerate is so useless. Like, how does that make the game more fun? The developers were like, okay, let's cause the player to have to stop playing the game every 7 or 8 times that they harvest for like whatever 3 or 4 seconds so that their stamina regenerates. That will make the game more fun, causing the player to stop playing the game. Like, I probably would have been done with all of this already if the game didn't force you to stop playing for 3 seconds at a time when you run out of stamina. Oh, inventory is full. Why do these only stack to 24, but these stack to 100? How does that make sense? That's stupid. But okay. Which way was out? That's really stupid. Once again, now through a arbitrary decision such as that the developers have made, the player now has to stop playing the game, run back to their base to store their items. Like, I don't like the fact that you can't customize the inventory size, inventory weight, you can't customize the stamina. Can't customize the fact that you can't... Who the fuck is that? The fact that you can't... that you drop your loot when you die. Like, there's so many things in this game that are just really bad for quality of life. So how do I smelt? Okay, when did I unlock these? Coarse fabric.
The smallest details matter most.
And we also need to check if the game has crafting from storage. Because that's another thing that is very important, crafting from storage. Okay, so it seems the game does have crafting from storage. That's amazing that the game actually has a good quality of life feature like that. I was not expecting that, considering the shocking lack of quality of life that the game has so far. A roof required. Why the fuck would it need a roof? None of my buildings so far have required a roof. So can't I change it to be like I don't want a roof like this. Can't I make a floor a roof? Maybe we can do that. Let's try that. Yeah, this is really gonna piss me off. Okay, so I would say that one is probably now under the roof. Let's see. Yes, okay, so the floor does count as a roof. We obviously had to figure that out ourselves because the game doesn't have a tutorial, but anyway. Hey, that's another quality of life feature that I didn't expect the game to have. This game is starting to surprise me with the amount of quality of life features. Well, it already has surprised me with the lack of quality of life features. Because there's so many quality of life features missing, but now they're actually coming a little bit all right with the with the quality of life features. How do I destroy? Toggle destroy. Destroy. There we go. Okay, so that should be fine for the roof right now. I can expand the roof later if I want to. Let's see what we can make here. Rough hide. Okay, so I need to get a bunch of rough hide. A whole bunch of rough hide. Okay, let me talk to that guy. Where is he? The mysterious visitor. What's your name? Dr. Galen.
Captain.
Oh, I almost thought the game has voice acting. Holy crap. That would have been a surprise. Okay, so what do you do? Can I give you any orders? Do you have anything?
I remain at your service.
Okay, so perhaps he just stands around and gives me stuff every now and then. I want to go back to that cave, obviously. Look at all of these resources that were left on the ground due to the absolutely tiny pickup range that the game has. Okay, well, the level 1 dodos are easy enough to kill. You see how tiny the fucking pickup range is? I literally walk over this stuff and then it's not picked up. It's really irritating. The devs were like, let's add a auto pickup range, but you literally have to trip over the resources with your character in order for them to be picked up. And then everyone in the boardroom were like, oh, that's a fucking fantastic idea. Let's give you a promotion. It's very difficult to see the exit as well. They should make the exit way more clear. I don't know if resources will eventually respawn. We could maybe eventually come back to that cave and have a look. So I want fur. I need fur for armor. And there was clay at the beginning. So a little bit to the right. Because we also need to collect some clay. Okay, a single hit. So clearly the combat in this game is not very well balanced, honestly. Like, the fact that a level 2 can kill a level 1 character in a single fucking hit is really not the way that it should be. Like, that's really funky. Like, it doesn't even give you a chance to take on a enemy like that, because if you miss a single dodge, then you're dead. Like, the sow is level 2, but that other skeleton level 2 dude killed me in a single hit. So the fact that a level 2 skeleton can kill a level 1 character in a single hit is fucking diabolical. And this level 3 boar also obviously killed me in a single hit. So how do you regenerate health, I wonder? Like, I'm low on health, but I don't know how to regenerate health. Oh, there's the bloody boar. What's that thing? Okay, well, I did think I was out of range there, but apparently not. Okay, so let's see. Bandage, what does this do? 900. Oh, okay, so this is how you do it. Let's do 10. It's really stupid that the stuff that's on your toolbar doesn't get deposited. You need to remove the stuff from your toolbar in order for them to get deposited. So that thing will hit me one hit and then I'm dead. So honestly, I don't even want to try to attack it. No, you can't reload. You basically have to play like a pussy because you get a single hit then you're dead. I think there was another bit of play around here somewhere. Oh, over there. Okay, so this is one of those games where a falling tree damages another tree. So that's interesting. The first game ever that I've seen that does that was Lens Island. That's actually a very good top-down ARPG game. So it's interesting that this game does it as well. Okay, inventory full. Oh, it's like full. Okay. Okay, charcoal takes a bloody long time. And one charcoal gives you 1 bar. Holy schmoly. Okay, perhaps I should build another one of these, because this is gonna take ages if you only have one. Like, it's gonna take a freaking long time. Yeah, this charcoal production takes a hilariously long time. You probably need like 4 of these instead of 2 of these. This also takes quite a bit of time. Okay, so the copper pickaxe is about 40% stronger than the regular pickaxe. Wow, is that literally the only thing I can craft? A saber. So 100 attack and then 210 slash. What's the one that I currently have? Wow, it's like 10% stronger. Amazing. 10% improvement. And I can't even improve the one that I currently have. What the hell? And why can't I make like copper armor? Like I would have expected when I unlocked copper that I would be able to make copper armor.
Captain,
But apparently not. I just took damage because the thing rolled over my foot. I've got like 100 wood. I think we can go out again. We've got 2 pieces of armor now, which should hopefully help us a little bit. Oh, that's a level 3 boar. Oh shit. Oh. Maybe I can try that other trick again. Oh. Okay. That's really stupid that you like start walking incredibly slowly when you start doing anything. Reloading your weapon, using a bandage, like you walk like way slower. Like you can't tell me that you can bandage yourself while still jogging, you know? Okay. Apparently, the dodge has a cooldown because I did have stamina.
I need my office, my tools, and a little common sense in the world.
And I pressed the dodge button, but it didn't do anything. But we will definitely have enough of that leather, fur, whatever you call it, after this, because this place is just filled to the brim with these boars. So we will be able to make all of the tools and all of the things that we need with the fur. I think there was another one. So the thing is showing 2 out of 3, which means there's still something somewhere. But what would that be? Oh, you can actually destroy those. Stones. I don't need stones. Oh, a musket. 100 damage versus 90 damage. Oh, a little bit better. But I don't really have the space. Then I have to throw something away. A bunch of pulls. Okay, well, we are definitely gonna have to come back here. the fact that you go from 90 defense at the beginning to 100 defense with this, that's like a 10% increase. That's a really, really small bloody increase. I honestly would have expected a much bigger increase. Holy crap, I did a double attack there. No, I should have built the fast travel thing over there. I need to remember to do that. I honestly think that I've probably played enough of the game, to be honest, to make my decision on the game. Like, the game has some good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. Obviously, the comparison is going to automatically be made between this game and Valheim, even though Valheim is much more of a slower game, I would say. And this game also obviously has a bigger focus on traveling on the sea, where in Valheim you can travel on the sea, but it's not such a big emphasis placed on sea travel. And also sea combat in this game is also big, apparently. I looked at the gameplay on Steam, and you can see that there's going to be ship battles and stuff like that, even though that's just basically going to be another opportunity to get loot. So it's like you will get certain loot on land, you will get certain loot at sea. That's basically it. It's just a new opportunity or another opportunity to get loot, really. I think the balancing of this game is fucking broken. Like, just completely broken. The fact that a level 3 enemy can... Actually, level 2 enemy, because I was facing the level 2 skeletons or the level 2 zombies in that one dungeon. The fact that level 2 enemy or a level 3 enemy can kill you at level 1 in a single hit is unbelievable. Like, honestly, how are you supposed to play tactically and strategically if you get killed in a single hit? Like, even in a game like Dark Souls, for instance, I've seen the developers themselves refer to the combat in this game as soulslite, which isn't even a thing. It's either souls-like or it's not. So the developers themselves refer to the combat in this game as souls-like, and that actually is an insult to Dark Souls, because Dark Souls has very good combat. The balancing of Dark Souls is very good. In Dark Souls, if you die in a fight, then it's your fault. You died because you're not good at the game. In this game, if you die, it's because you got hit. You die in a single hit. So in this game, it's not your fault if you die. You simply got hit. There's nothing you can do about that. You just died. That's really the long and the short of it. You're unlucky, you got hit, you're dead. In one hit, you're dead. By the way, why are these limited to 10? Like, why can you only place 10 of these? That seems really stupid. Why would you be limited to a certain amount of them? That seems really stupid. Also, what is this coastline distance requirement? What do I need to put it closer to the coastline? Okay, yes, apparently I need to place it closer to the coastline. So why can you only place it on the coastline? That's stupid. So you can't, like, place it anywhere else. You can literally only place it on the coastline. Like, why? That's stupid. And it's also stupid that you can only place 10 of them. Like, seriously, these developers have some really, really funky limitations in this game. Just arbitrary fucking limitations that just don't serve to improve the game in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't make the game more fun or better to have arbitrary limitations such as this. But anyway, if I can get back to my point, in Dark Souls, you can do a fight if you are good. You might get hit once or twice. You do have the opportunity to heal, and it really just comes down to skill in Dark Souls. These developers calling the combat in their game soulslite is really insane, because you die in a single hit. Where is the skill in that? I'm at the beginning. It's not as if I swam to another island and I get one-hitted on that island. No. Right at the beginning of the game. Like, this is where I spawned. And, yes, it was... Yeah, I think I spawned over here. This is where I spawned. This is where I get one-hitted. And I got one-hitted over there as well. So it's at the beginning of the game that you get one-hitted. Literally. One hit. The enemy just grazes you, and so sorry, so sad, you're dead. So the game's combat isn't skill-based. If you run out of stamina, you're dead. If you can't dodge, you're dead. While we are on the topic of stamina, the game's stamina system is really fucking stupid, because you can only attack like 6 or 7 times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you attack 6 times, then you're out of stamina. Like, that's really, really idiotic. You can't even do any kind of a combo or anything like that, really. You attack 6 times, you're out of stamina, you can't dodge, you're dead. Like, it's really, really insane how bad the balancing in this game is, how bad the combat balancing in this game is. This stamina system is really, really stupid. Also, the fact that when you run out of stamina, like you can run like this all the way, no problem. You can run, you can attack, all of that. As soon as you run out of stamina, your stamina stops regenerating for 2 or 3 seconds, and then you run at this speed until your stamina bar is full again. That's fucking stupid, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make a logical sense. So the entire stamina system is really, really fucking stupid and doesn't make sense. And due to the fact of I'm assuming I have to dig around here somewhere. I'm not sure. Due to the fact of how bad the combat balancing is, and the really, really idiotic stamina system on top of that as well, it unfortunately makes it that those two bad systems on top of each other are just compounding. They compound each other, and they play off of each other. They make each other worse. How do you dig? Z? Yeah, see, the game obviously doesn't have a tutorial, but stuff like this you now have to figure out on your own. Oh, there we go, there's the chest. So I just had to figure out on my own that you have to dig and how to dig as well. The game doesn't tell you any of this. While we are on the topic of that as well, oh shit. Oh shit, run away. You see, one hit. Look at my health. Look at the health at the top of my screen. One fucking hit. Okay, they're throwing rocks as well, apparently. While we're on the topic of tutorials, the game doesn't have a tutorial. Wow, that was a big hit. 800. Look how strong these fuckers are. One hit and I'm down to almost less than half HP. And I'm dead. So yeah, like I said, the combat is really fucking terrible because you die in a single hit. The stamina system is just terribly obtuse. How do we fast travel? Not sure yet how we fast travel. So we have the fast travel over there. But how do we actually fast travel? I've got no idea. Like I said, because the game doesn't have a tutorial, you really have no idea. You just have to figure everything out on your own. Like now, I really how to travel, how to get over there. So I don't know. That's just something you have to figure out on your own, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, no tutorial. You have to figure out everything on your own. Combat is fucking stupid. You get killed in a single hit, and when you are facing 4 enemies such as that, like, good fucking luck winning a battle like that. You constantly have to be playing like a pussy in fights like this. If this dude hits me, I'm dead. So you have to play like a pussy throughout the entire game, which, like, just isn't fun. You know, you have to play so much like a pussy that the subtleties of the combat system, if there were anything to enjoy, any features to enjoy, it just falls away because you can't do combos. You can't really enjoy the combat because you're constantly running away. You have to, like, do guerrilla warfare, you know, do a few attacks, like 3 or 4 attacks, dodge away, 3 or 4 attacks, dodge away, 3 or 4 attacks, dodge away. That's the entire combat system. And if you do that combo incorrectly and you run out of stamina, then you're just going to die because you're going to walk slowly, like you're going to walk really, really slowly. And the dudes are going to catch up to you, and you're going to be dead. So, yeah, just really, in a game like this that claims to have, I wonder if these guys are going to respawn now. In a game like this that claims to have Souls-like combat, like I said, it's just an insult to Souls-like games, you know. Dark Souls and Elden Ring and Blood Souls, all of those, Demon Souls, whatever. Can I fast travel? No. No. So I don't know how the fucking fast traveling works. I thought maybe you would be able to fast travel back to your tent, but nope, apparently not. So yeah, the inventory is too small in my opinion. It should really be much bigger. The food system is fucking stupid. It uses the same food system more or less than what Valheim uses, and Valheim's food system is really fucking stupid. I've been playing now for how long? Let me check quickly. 3 hours. and I haven't even gained a single level. So, like, the leveling system is hilariously slow, like excruciatingly slow, you know. The fact that you can play for 3 hours and not even gain a level, you gained 75% of a level, is fucking, like, what's the point of even adding a leveling system if it's gonna take you over 3 hours to gain a single level? You know, that's just, it really takes all of the fun out of any kind of regression that the game has. I mean, the game has a skill tree system thing over here, but like 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. It is fucking diabolical that it takes that long to gain a single level, you know? So yeah, what else? The quests are really stupid, because there was the one quest, what did it say? It said something like build a bonfire. That's what it said. Build a bonfire. And that's all that it said. Didn't tell you where to build a bonfire, didn't tell you how to build a bonfire. Literally at the beginning of the game, the first quest said build a bonfire. The game doesn't have a tutorial, so you just have to figure out for yourself how to build a bonfire, what to do. Like, the game doesn't tell you anything. Literally doesn't tell you anything. Yeah, these guys are probably gonna pop out of here again, and I have to fight them again, and they're probably gonna be full HP again. Yeah, all of them are full HP again. That guy's gonna throw a thing. And I'm dead, just like that. So yeah, the game is super fun. Combat is super enjoyable in the game. What the hell is going on here? Oh, it's those. So yeah, as you can see, combat is super enjoyable. It's nothing like Souls games actually have good combat. The combat in this game is dog shit. What else? The game doesn't run very well. The game actually is really demanding. I have a 5080 RTX, which is like pretty much the second most powerful graphics card that you can get. And right now I'm running the game on low, high, medium, low, medium, high. And the game is using, I will show you very quickly, the game is constantly using around 100% of my GPU. So as you can see over there, like there it was at 100% GPU usage. Now we're at 85% GPU usage. So the game is really heavy on the GPU usage. And I have a 5080 RTX, which is a very powerful graphics card with a 5700 X3D chip. So the X3D also gives me a little bit of extra performance, and yet the game is struggling to keep 60 FPS, you know? So it's not very good. The performance of the game is not very good. The game looks nice. It looks nice, but the performance is really bad. And like I said, I'm not even running the game at 2K resolution right now. I reduced it to a little bit lower than 2K resolution. And like I say, low, high, medium, low, medium, high. And I'm struggling to get 60 FPS right now. So yeah, not very good. If you have anything lower than a 5080 RTX, then you're not going to be able to run the game at 60 FPS at 2K resolution. You're going to have to do some serious downscaling through DLSS or FSR, which will obviously reduce the quality of the game. That means you will not be able to run the game at native as I am. And you're probably going to have to reduce a lot of these options over here even lower, like the view distance, the textures, the side shader quality, those things that are very, very important. You're going to have to put them down to medium or low if you don't have a 5080 RTX. Like, you can put it on Epic, like all of these you can put on Epic, but you're going to need a 5090 RTX or a 5080 Ti or something like that in order to achieve that, you know? So yeah, and the fact that the game doesn't allow you to change the resolution. You literally cannot change the resolution of the game at all. You can do scaling, but you can't change the resolution by itself, which is not very good. And then also, like I said, if you go to the far left or the far right with your mouse, the mouse goes onto your second monitor. So if you have a second monitor, that is pretty irritating because your mouse is constantly going to go onto your second monitor because the game doesn't have a confine mouse cursor to active window toggle at all. Also, the game doesn't support 144 G-Sync or 240 or 360 FPS G-Sync monitors or anything like that. It stops at 120, and then after that it's unlimited. So unfortunately, if you have a FreeSync or a G-Sync monitor, you're not going to be able to get the maximum out of your monitor because your only option is going to be to set it at an unlimited frame rate. So you're going to have to set it to unlimited frame rate, and then you're going to have to use a third-party software to limit your frame rate to 144 or 240 or 360. That's the only way how you're going to be able to actually play at G-Sync or FreeSync frame rates with the game. You're going to have to lock your frame rate, you know? Small little things like that, that's just really irritating. But all of these small things together really add up and make it so that the game really is not very good, you know? Also, like I said, the fact that you can't change the size of the inventory, you can't change the loot drop on death. There's no ability to change the loot drop on death like in Enshrouded, for instance. Enshrouded allows you to change these kinds of things. This game doesn't allow you to change anything like that, you know. Can't change the stamina, can't change the loot drop on death, can't change the resource harvesting. You can't change hardly anything in the game. You can change the health and the damage of enemies, you know, stuff like that, but you can't change anything else. So in that aspect and in many other aspects, the other games like Enshrouded or Valheim, any of those types of games are simply far superior to this game, you know. And I don't know why the developers don't think about those kinds of things, you know, like it's become pretty standard, pretty common knowledge that you should allow the player to customize the game. I'm not going to even attempt this fight because I'm nowhere near being able to defeat them. You should allow the player to change the resource acquisition rate. You should allow the player to change the stamina rate. You should allow the player to enable or disable loot drop on death, like all of these kinds of things. And unfortunately, this game just doesn't allow you to change any of that kind of stuff, you know? So yeah, honestly, for €30 or $35, honestly, the other games like Enshrouded or Aska is also very, very good. Aska is better than Valheim, to be honest. Like, Aska is far better than Valheim. Or even Valheim itself, you know, but I don't like Valheim a lot. But yeah, even Valheim is better than this game. But any game like Enshrouded is far better than this game. Aska is far better than this game. Honestly, take your pick. Any of those games or any other games like those games. Just honestly blow this game out of the water in a lot of aspects. The graphics of this game is good, I will say that. I like the graphics of this game, but that doesn't stop the game from running really, really badly. That doesn't exclude the point that this game runs really, really badly. Like, the performance of this game is really bad. So it looks pretty, but you're gonna need a 5080 or a 5090 RTX to even play the game the way that I'm playing it right now, with the game looking as good as it plays right now. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do some serious downscaling with the game, you know? And yeah, like I said, this game is still in early access, but we evaluate the game based on what it is currently. That's the way everything should be evaluated. You don't walk into a place and pay full price for a game, for a product, and then they say, oh, by the way, we're still working on that product, so you can expect it to be shitty. No, you pay €30 for a game, so the game has to give you €30 worth of quality, €30 worth of content, €30 worth of polish. And there are other games like Enshrouded, like Aska, like Valheim that cost the same or less than this game does, and they are simply better. And in fact, Aska is still in early access, Enshrouded is still in early access, and those games are better than this game, and cheaper. In fact, Aska is cheaper than this game. I'm not sure about Enshrouded. I think Enshrouded might be also €30. I'm not sure. But those games are also still in early access, and they're far better than this game is. So I evaluate all games. It doesn't matter if it's in early access or not early access. I evaluate them based on the price. And like I say, there's just games that are less price or the same price that are simply far better than this game is. And by the time that this game releases in a year or 2 or 3, it's probably gonna cost 35 or €40. So at that point, the game is gonna have to be much better than what it is currently. So yeah, I just can't recommend the game right now. If you can get the game on a sale, like so that the price is around €20, the same as what Valheim is. You know, Valheim is €20. Aska, I think, is €25. If you can get it at those prices, like, the game is still not as good as Aska. and it's still not as good as Enshrouded. So unless you've already played those games, unless you've already played Aska and Enshrouded and even Valheim, then I wouldn't even think about getting this game. Rather get those better games first, you know, Aska, Enshrouded, whatever. Get those games, play the shit out of those games first, and then you can look at worse games like this game, you know, worse games that actually cost more than those games, you know. So yeah, I've already played Aska quite a bit. I've already played Enshrouded quite a bit. That's why I play games like this, and obviously also to give you guys some consumer advice on these games. So that's why I play games like this. But honestly, I wouldn't touch this game if I haven't played Enshrouded yet, or Valheim, or Aska, or any of the other dozens of games out there like this game. I mean, there's a lot of games like this, you know, open world, crafting, survival type games. There's just so many games, and all of them are like really, really good. Aska, Enshrouded, those games are just better than this game. You know, I wouldn't say that all open world survival crafting games are better than this game, you know, but a lot of them are. So rather first check out those other games before checking out this game, or get this game on a big discount, you know, like just a big bloody discount. Then this game might be worth it. And hopefully they improve the game somewhere down the line, because right now the game is just simply worse than those other games that I mentioned, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a very good game. I'm probably not going to play this game anymore for a couple of months. I might check the game out somewhere down the line. Hopefully once they actually have a better progression system, have a better food system, allow you to disable the loot drop on death. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that they're gonna need to do in order to get this game into a playable state worthy of competing against like Enshrouded or Aska or anything like that. And they need to add a fucking tutorial. The game doesn't even have a tutorial. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much my opinion on the game. As always, you can support me on patreon.com/LFP. I bought this game with the money that I get from Patreon. I didn't receive a key for this game. So this review today wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for my Patreon supporters. So if you want to see more reviews, then supporting me on patreon.com/LFP is the best way to allow me and enable me to do more reviews for you guys. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, be good to yourself and to those who deserve goodness. I'll see you guys next time.